자, 제 옛날 살던 공릉동을 제가 아까 산불 가면서 갔다가 지금 왔습니다. 오랜만에 가서 간 것이기는 내일 새벽에 좀 올리기로 하고, 자, 이 시간은 제가 저녁 먹기 전에 무제한 책을 읽는 시간입니다. Sucked in. Bladderwors fish for their prey by trailing these tiny airbags in the water. 읽자마자 메모가 Bladderwors. The 100 Simple Secrets of Healthy People, what scientists have learned and how you can use it. It makes it difficult to drive, work, even get around in their household if they have steps. 주체, a Christian study of North Korea's state religion. A mathematics textbook for second graders presents the following problem. During the war for the liberation of our fatherland, the Korean War, our uncles in the People's Army destroyed a pack of Yankee imperialist bastard jackals and confiscated 224,000 grenades and 265 various kinds of explosives. Bastard. E-Shock. Internet strategies for retailers and manufacturers. They used grocery shopping as their example. Change your brain, change your life. The breakthrough program for conquering anxiety, depression, obsessiveness, anger, and impulsiveness. Long term, more than a little bit of alcohol ingestion. Cause severe problems that on spect make the brain look shriveled. If you have any trouble at all stopping after 1 or 2 drinks, it is better not to drink at all. Breaking Night, a memoir of forgiveness, survival, and my journey from homeless to Harvard. A white-knuckle account of survival full of heart and deeply moving. He probably told people like me no all the time, just like the rest of them did. Quiet to the Power, a guide for kids and teens from the best-selling Oath of Quiet. That pride turned into confidence, both in herself and in her ability to accomplish her goals. Ready to use activities for before and after school programs. They say the words and perform the motions together. Success is a journey. 7 steps to achieving success in the business of life. Then you expand your circle by getting to know the friends of the important people in your life. Time traps are proven strategies for swamped sales people, and that include more freedom with our time. How fragile works. But Dawkins' argument is meant to extend more broadly to those who are consumers or potential consumers of scientific insight, and I think the public appetite for books of the sort that Dawkins writes is proof that many people who are not themselves practicing scientists are interested in and get some pleasure from knowing about the deeper nature of things. A 40-hour startup from idea to launch in one weekend. I want the flavors to be healthy but also indulgent and fun. Something more interesting than the holier than thou altered mixes that are already on the shelves, but healthier than the ones that are full of sugar. Achieving excellence, educating the gifted and the talented, depending on the topic and learning goals. A lesson may involve logic, analysis, inquiry, synthesis, and so forth. Bad Samaritan, the guilty secret of rich nation, and the threat to global prosperity. Let me mention the most important ones. Your call is important to us. Customer service and what it reveals about our world and our lives. That They stirred up accusation of xenophobia, but the ads continued. Yeah, you don't have to be ruthless to win. This principle is not about people expecting to win a deal, but rather winning by ensuring long-term success for our clients. Mastering public speaking. The importance of using presentational ads. Increase message clarity. A wall of ocean water racing toward the tropical coastline. Unlock the hidden job market. 6 steps to a successful job search when times are tough. Basically, you want general answers to the "how can I help" question. Achieving excellence, managing for excellence. Be prepared to listen to your team every step of the way. The United States. A code machine took about 30 minutes to send and decode a message. Decode message. How the body works, fascinating project and experiments that reveal the secret of the body. Make your own memory testing machine to find out how many items, in this case colored lights, in a random sequence, you and your friends can hold in the short-term memory. Good business, leadership, flow, and the making of a meaning. It is because their message appeals to the soul, to the need we all have to connect with a greater purpose, that others are willing to follow their lead and find the flow in their work. Entrepreneurship, successfully launching new ventures. The pair he customized for P, who had his own shoe clothing brand called Ice Cream. Looks like the inside of a traditional ice cream store. Was the children's encyclopedia. Thanks to modern science, many illnesses that were once untreatable can now be cured or prevented. A promised land, Barack Obama. You'd have thought that in the press conference. I had donned dashiki and cussed out the police myself. Oh, I'm sorry. The big secret for the small investor, a new route to long-term investment success. There's even one simple solution that seems pretty obvious. Understanding the human body. Tidal volume, the volume of air inspired or expired in a single breath during regular breathing, usually measured at rest, approximately 500 milliliter, but can refer to air movement during exercise. Pilgrimage feed your curiosity like nowhere else. Oceanographic. Feed your curiosity. Feed your curiosity. Discover your inner economist. Many dining whims will order roast chicken to experience the familiar dining whim. Digital minimalism, choosing a focused life in a noisy world. And as it turns out, if you want to enjoy cleared field surrounding your house, you have to mow a lot. Enlightenment now, the case for religion, science, humanism, and the progress. The humanities have yet to recover from the disaster of postmodernism, with its defiant obscurantism, self-refuting relativism, and suffocating political connectedness. Study skills, when you need to know and how to do it. These are all things you should to consider. Stop acting rich and start living like a real millionaire. More than one-third indicated that to qualify as rich, a person must own a motor vehicle that costs $75,000 or more. Future Incorporated, how businesses can anticipate and profit from what's next. Some thought leaders in healthcare think there is a larger issue at work. We have picked the low-hanging fruits. The philosophy book, Big Ideas Simply Explained, that it, for instance, yield the enrichment and increase of power that we have come to expect from new scientific theories. Education is not an affair of telling and being told, but an active and constructive process. For better, for worse, the science of a good marriage. For worse, when you want it to be the better. Number of days that wound healing is delayed after marital conflict. Women make the best salesmen. Given all of the money I've made this morning, it's only fair. We both laughed. Global Recession, Section 3, Entrepreneurship and Startups in the Recession. Create a positive feedback loop, include formal mechanism and clear process for employee feedback about reorg. Wake up and live. This book will help you reach your goals and achieve success. If it is nothing more than to sit with the children while their parents are at parties, and if you think of the payment as absolutely dedicated to your intention to travel, you'll be acting towards a successful life. The road to success is always under construction. If you don't care where you are going, any road will get you there. Story branding, creating standout brands through the power of story. Step 2, continued. Themes provide the means through which the author of brand supply meaning. Popular Sanguine residents hope that this program will be fun and exciting and know from the start that everyone will love them. Sanguine. The power is pursue your dreams, deepen your relationship, achieve financial freedom. Even if stocks deliver subpar returns, over the next decade, they will remain an excellent way to build long-term savings. Right on track. Vocabulary and spelling skills. Once in a while, you might hear a new word on TV. Escape from corporate America. A practical guide to creating the career of your dreams. Yeah, AA is a holistic health counselor who also give cooking lessons to individuals and groups, write books about nutrition, and host a cable TV show. Selling 101. What every successful sales professional needs to know. Once you commit to a length of time, be sure to exceed that time only at the request of the prospect. The 5 most important questions you will ever ask about your organization. Flexibility and learning attitudes. And learning attitudes have to be 2 important characteristics of an effective plan. The talent delusion, why data, not intuition, is the key to unlocking human potential. Although there is a growing body of scientific evidence on the effectiveness of coaching intervention, it is hard to extrapolate from academic finding to the realities of the workplace, because there is a huge variability in the nature of coaching practice, and few people know what really happens behind closed doors during a coaching session. Extrapolate. The fire starter session. Breathe in the wish to take away all the pain and fear. Then as you breathe out, send them happiness, ease, care, or whatever you feel would relieve their pain. Or the guide to discovering your best life. The girls mostly tolerated all this, sometimes adding a thank you for a popsicle or a play date, and look forward to saying amen, after which we take turns rising from our seat to the family wave, as if the home team had just scored. Play date. Social studies summarize. In what ways do people use computers to communicate? Show your work. 10 ways to share your creativity and get discovered. Best of all, when you share your knowledge and your work with others, you receive an education in return. The geography of thought, how Asians and Westerners think differently and why. A thing is not necessarily A game, even if it is fun or is a non-productive activity, engaging several people in pleasurable interaction. Successful selling. Show the customer how she gets more in use value than she pays in dollar value. This is the key to the sales. Your roadmap for success. You can get there from here. Yet, as much as parents love their children, every day many of them walk away from their families in the pursuit of success. 100 ways to motivate others. How great leaders can produce insane results without driving people crazy. If we had paid any attention to what was going on around us, we would have become hopelessly lost. Grit, the power of passion and perseverance. If, on the other hand, the real problem was how children interpreted their failures, then the attribution retraining program would be more effective. The liar in your life, the way to truthful relationship. Deliver a swacking to many carefully nurtured myths. Swacking. Sock puppeting. Sock puppeting provides a good example of the conflict between e-honesty and the conventional offline standards for conduct. Branding only works on cattle. The new way to get known and drive your competitors crazy. The customer never invented anything. The Wall Street Journal Guide to Information Graphics. The do's and don'ts of presenting data, facts, and figures. A common mistake is to represent the relative size of the circle based on their rate. The other 90%. Hardiness is developed, not found. That's why certain practice can help condition you to master a stress recovery cycle and make the most of adversity. eat their lunch, winning customers away from your competition. I don't pretend to be neutral. I have a clear point of view and a set of opinion that I expressed throughout this book. Nudge, improving decision about health, wealth, and happiness. Target maturity funds typically have a year in their name, like the 2010, 2030, or 2040. Miraculously, he was still alive and thriving, a living and breathing example of the promise that American support can bring to the people of the world. And he proudly introduced me to two of his children. Tax for Dummies. Your straightforward guide to personal and business tax. Make tax-efficient investment. If something in your accounts is likely to prompt HMRC to make an inquiry, for example, an unusually large business expense, provide the explanation when you send in your tax return. This precaution can influence the decision whether to investigate a case that the HMRC computer flags as suspicious. Visual meetings. Success and results board. Ask people to use sticky notes and record key success and special results the organization has achieved, perhaps using different color sticky notes. Bounce. The art of turning tough times into the triumph. An indispensable guide for leadership and for life. When are we going to get real with our service here? Working for you isn't working for me. The ultimate guide to managing your boss. Behind the scenes, do your job. Look very busy so that you can avoid long meetings or lectures from the boss. Behind the scenes. What smarter for business? Exclusive agency, exclusive right to sell. If you approach your broker to sell a property for you, there are a number of sales agreements you may enter into. Do over. Make today the first day of your new career. The number of people who show up to help you will be proportional to the amount of character you've invested in your relationship before your career jump. The Book of Why, the new science of cause and effect. The quote said, not beyond all doubt, or beyond the shadow of a doubt, but beyond reasonable doubt. Power, power. After drink, the director explained, gentlemen, he said, this is an urgent matter. This is an urgent matter that requires complete secrecy. Leadership 101. What every leader needs to know. In his mind's eye, he could see an amusement park where the illusion didn't evaporate, where children and adults could enjoy a carnival atmosphere without the seedy side that accompanies some circuses or traveling carnivals. Seedy. Damn good advice for people with talent. How to unleash your creative potential by America's master communicator. Raise your hand if you are sure absolute perfection. People who have too much to read make time for time. Disrupted you. Master personal transformation, seize opportunity, and thrive in the ERA of endless innovation. Too loss of free and open internet is Apple's worst enemy. Originals. How nonconformists move the world. The tour guide, as said, trained them all. The stairway to enlightenment, transcending the levels of consciousness. At the same time, primitive drives still exist and are acknowledged but not acted upon. Finding keepers. Then I say, so rather than we must grilling you, let's have a conversation. Grilling. How not to marry the wrong guy. They simply responded to their inner wisdom and acted on it. Life lessons. Two experts on death and dying teach us about the mysteries of life and living. The situation, already tense, was complicated because one of the injured was the nurse's husband. Management of the communication. Send your message. Get and give feedback consciously. Self-coaching leadership. Simple steps from manager to leader. discourage snacking, and reduce the volume of protein and fat, meat and cheese. The organization, I'm sorry. Parents didn't object to the teaching approach. In fact, they insist that the laptops not to be taken away at the end of the pilot. Building a story brand. Clarify your message so customers will listen. The employees of this company aren't trying to be snobs. They are just staying true to the story they are following, and they don't want to compromise the plot. How Korean talks. Yeah, she found a new boyfriend. She changed her rubber shoes. The joy of movement. How exercise helps us find the happiness, hope, the connection, and the courage. The most typical account, according to the researchers, was that the passage of time turned into a dragging, inexorable, and viscous continuous. Park Jung-hee, from poverty to power. This is because one had to be at the very front line to have a chance of escaping from the Japanese army unit. Leading matters. Lessons from my journey. My primary goal was to build on the success BioX and clock building to create for new multidisciplinary engineering and science buildings, housing forward-thinking activities from nanoscience to bioengineering to environmental science and engineering to our program in entrepreneurship. The big leap. Conquer your hidden fear and take life to the next level. Then, when your attention wanders, you return your attention to the mantra. Sing around the corners, how to spot the inflection points in business before they happen. The implication of this and the insight. Based on a study of 459,000 people are several. On speaking well, how to give a speech with style, substance, and clarity, which he could have done if he'd had an experienced editor or one who knew what he didn't know and got help. And Landers 101 and make things better. By the end of 9 months, I had $1,350 in the jar. Soul communication, opening your spiritual channel for success and fulfillment. It will flourish. It will flourish. Becoming the boss. New rules for the next generation of leaders. She is also open to me working on outside the project. The trusted advisor. Next, we explore building trust during 4 stages of the client-advisor relationship. Getting hired, building trust on the current assignment, building trust away from the current assignment, and cross-selling. Marketing. Content marketing. AI also enable this laborious process to be automated. I'm finding that when my job owners really involved in spreading a little sunshine around, you can't help but get the sunshine back. How to stand in your truth and create the future you deserve. Include stock mutual funds in your retirement portfolio. Success as a real estate agent for dummies. A collection of items draws your attention to a small vanity size. Learn the optimism, how to change your mind and your life. But who made the optimistic statement and who made the pessimistic ones? Coaching successfully. If the session has been initiated by the coachee, restate your understanding of the reasons why the coachee has approached you and invited elaboration. The 10 Commandments, the significance of God's laws in everyday life. Making the most out of every day, regardless of what life throws you. The time to relax is when you don't have time for it. 10 rules to fuel your life, work, and a team with positive energy. Michael was an obstacle, but maybe this meant that the obstacles were dissolving. Feel the fear and do it anyway. This will help you with step 5. Isn't it time you started using their secret? Today I'm buying. I said, given all of the money I've made this morning, it's only fair. We both laughed. The art of closing the sale. All that is required from you is a closing question. Why don't you take it? If we want to know how much biddings the account did with every other Hyatt hotel around the world, the same global account management system can monitor and present the data and the trends. The Data Detective, 10 easy rules to make sense of statistics. The app paper was titled, I Knew It Would Happen. Statistically driven systems are now used as little more than the baseline to measure these more accurate forecasts again. the art of thinking clearly. For example, regardless of how many big presentations he has nailed while wearing them, Kevin's green polka dot underpants are no guarantee of success. 101 Best Business to Start. Small businesses with big futures, but the lifeblood of a third-party repair company is a steady cash flow that business contracts bring. Steady cash flow, lifeblood. Wisdom at work. Stay relevant in the second half of your career. I was known around Airbnb as being one who asked the occasional airball question. Marketing, moving from traditional to digital. When marketers successfully drive customers from where to act, marketers complete what is known as the sales cycle. Using Revolt. The deed was unfortunate, but not strictly censurable. $1 million launch. How to kickstart a successful consulting practice in 90 days. That's about $180,000 a year. The Artist Way, a spiritual path to higher creativity. This process may seem both painstaking and petty, but it is a necessary rite of passage. Scholastic Post Dictionary. Hurricane. A hurricane is a very big storm over the ocean. The wind and the rain of the hurricane blew down houses and trees along the coast. Success is a choice. 10 steps to overachieving in business and life. Michael pushes all of his teammates, gets them to focus on the next opponent by practicing harder than anyone on the court. Why do men fall asleep after sex? This is perfectly normal, and it certainly doesn't mean that you are growing breast. Flight to the plan. How to achieve more faster than you ever dreamed possible. Be honest and straightforward. The third C is compound. Tell the nearest radio tower who you are and what you can see. Answer the operator's question honestly and objectively and to the best of your ability. Leave nothing out. The more information the operator has, the more likely it is that he or she will be able to help you get back on the course. Leave nothing out. Smarter the trust, creating prosperity, energy, and joy in a low trust world, creating a legacy of smart trust. as we've emphasized, one person's or one company's act of extending smart trust often inspire those on the receiving end to reach out and extend trust to others. How high will you climb? Determine your success by cultivating the right attitudes. Chapter 1. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's an attitude. It's an attitude. Finding your way in a wild new world. Reclaim your true nature to create the life you want. But she is so on it. The art of influence, persuading others, begins with you. They had a plan for expansion, alchemy, the dark art. While I am sure that AACC's chemical facts were accurate, their psychology seems to have been wrong because for me, decide and deliver 5 steps to breakthrough performance in your organization. In addition, a 1-hour e-learning program provides an overview of the approach, helping people in the broader organization understand the key terms, expected behaviors, and the like. Key terms. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Life's greatest lessons are gained from our losses. Turbulent wind lifted the eagle above harassment. At lower elevation, the eagle is often harassed by suspicious crows, disgruntled hawks, and other smaller birds. As the eagle soars higher, he leaves behind all these distractions. Coaching for performance. growing human potential and purpose, the principles and practice of coaching and the leadership. A head coach et al. Describe here an experience with the G team. The traditionally mid-table, the Mozart epic, tapping the power of music to heal the body, strengthen the mind, and unlock the creative spirit. This is the opposite of accelerated learning. Accelerated learning is the prolonged eternal and internal learning. Devotional stories for women. One-on-one daily devotion to comfort, encourage, and inspire women. Rick was God's gift to me, and one I had been praying for on my knees for the past 2 months. Crucial conversation, tools for talking when stakes are high. Whose wise open the message? For busy people, 52 simple strategies for transforming your life. But no matter what your gender is, complaining can compromise other people's inner peace as well as your own. Now, build a great business. 7 ways to maximize your profit in any market. Develop an obsession with customer service. Create a great customer experience. The golden rule for every businessman is this: put yourself in your customer's place. The 100 simple secrets of the best app of life. Make your second app the best app. Palm help people organize their stuff. Practice eating mindfully, driving mindfully, even taking out the garbage mindfully. Compelling people, the hidden qualities that make us influential. Now you get to meet all of the co-workers who were hidden from you during the interview process. How should you treat water damage to cell phones? How one girl's dream made others come true. As of right now, there are, I think, 155 children waiting for their wishes to be granted in our chapter, which covered Central and Western North Carolina. Although check-in doesn't begin until 90 minutes before the flight, this will give you plenty of time to deal with any unexpected delays, such as those listed below. Everything you need to know to create a winning loan request package. But more often than not, a borrower will own a dozen or more properties vested in a dozen or more partnerships, which in turn create a convoluted web of tax returns too complicated to comprehend. planning, and achieving parenthood. How to connect with nature. All other senses are routed via different paths and get processed elsewhere before finding their way to the hippocampus. Winners take all, winners take all. There was another camp of market worlders who had taken to wondering whether the globalist dream itself was problematic. Lessons in unconventional thinking. You have to love it. That's priceless. That's priceless. Born digital. The internet has not fundamentally changed the nature of political action, nor has it brought the millions of new people into civic life. The practicing mind, developing focus and discipline in your life. Changing our experience of life is well within our grasp, but we must review and practice these few ideas again and again so that everyday life doesn't steal them away before they become a natural part of who we are and how we operate. Made it to stick, while some ideas survive and others die. In fact, if you asked someone to name one Sherlock Holmes quote, this would be it. His most famous quote is the one he never said. The 100 Simple Secrets of Successful People, while the insults have thankfully waned over the years. Over the years, M's competence has remained an important part of legal skill. Game changers. What leaders, innovators, and mavericks do to win at life. Who's to say how much each of those interventions ultimately helped grant the recover. Invaluable. The secret to becoming irreplaceable. Sort of a guideline. A brief history of time. There ought to be some principle that pick out one initial state and hence one model to represent our universe. Starting implies finishing. What's the distinction? What's the distinction between carrying around a great idea, being a brainstormer, tinkering, and starting something? What I did learn in business school, how strategy works in the real world. By 2:45, the three of us had made considerable progress on our respective assignment when L and G came into the room. L spoke first. The definitive Hong Kong novel. The woman giggled, and M realized nobody had spoken till then, not the hawker, not his customer, not a soul in the crowd. Hooker. You are a badass. How to stop doubting your greatness and start living an awesome life. Start by breaking it down, finding what it is that you are really afraid of, and then flipping it around to make it work for you, but against you. Flip the fear. The 100 Simple Secrets of Happy People. In 1980, one of the tribe's leaders acquired a television. You are old, I'm old. Get used to it. 20 reasons why growing old is great. Victoria Cohen wrote about this gang who tried and succeeded to gate the crash the memorial service of her father, Alan Cohen. Gate crash. Wired and dangerous. How your customers have changed and what to do about it. The first person to greet you is a well-dressed Claudia who smiles, nods, and speaks as if you are an old friend who has visited many times. Getting started in real estate investing. However, if you pick carefully, this will not be a common occurrence. It is only a contingency plan. Gender studies, a companion to gender studies. They are certainly distinct from European patriarchal centralized state which embarked on conquest and imperialism, enslaved and colonized Africans, and finally imposed the present problematic systems of nation and state on disparate ethnic nationalities and languages in Africa. Disparate. The U.S. comprises being an unintended empire. Australia has only two strategic options. First principles, 5 keys to restoring America's prosperity. 3. This frees the states to design and choose the program that is most appropriate for people with low incomes in their state. And there are indications that most of the ways movement conservatism has found to distract voters are losing their effectiveness. Creating success from the inside out. Develop the focus and strategy to uncover the life you want. A lot of young people have issues about getting wisdom from the older generation. They would get their money sooner, would be able to use or invest it earlier, and could, theoretically, at least, reduce the price they charge us. Wolfpack, how to come together, unleash your power, and change the game. A woman who doesn't give up can never lose. The unwritten rules, the 6 skills you need to get promoted to the executive level. As your reputation as an up and coming leader becomes known to a greater number of executives, more development opportunities are likely to come your way. Up and coming. Successful time management. Achieve a satisfying work-life balance. Some safe starters for any meeting or conversation, including the following phrases. How was your trip? How was your trip? What you do is that who you are. How to create your business culture. And that some of the former CEOs we hired as GPs had their own views about culture, views that didn't coexist easily with the culture we'd established. Great business teams cracking the code for standout performance. He sees the creation of a high-performing team as a survival strategy. Bag the elephant, how to win and keep big customers. Keep close track of your champion's moves. When it goes to another big company, you will get the automatic inside contact there. Korean cuisine. Tofu and soybean paste stew. Currency trading. Your plain English guide to ins and outs of trading the foreign exchange market. We look at this idea in the waiting for confirmation section later in this chapter. 50 Prosperity Classic. Attract it, create it, manage it, share it. The year was 1969. 산더미처럼 나오는구나. 단시간